If your heart remembers it, let your body do the rest. Rondo, 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 rondo. Sweat on my neck, dust on my feet. Circle is small, but the pool is deep. Palms to the sky, backs to the sea. Body remembers what my mind can't speak. You feel that tremor in your chest, like a drum that never rests. Every step another thread, weaving what the elders said. Fire on the sand, you light me, light me, light me up again.
Alrighty. Good morning, beautiful people. How is everyone doing? Let me know in the chat box if you can hear me loud and clear. Let me know if you can see my screen so we can start this beautiful session. Normally everything should be good. Good morning, Sophie. Let me know. Just give me a 111 or a thumbs up or something. Yes, all right, good. All right. Let's get this thing started. We have some interesting things to go over because, yeah, last week we had a lot of price traps, and a lot of price traps did exactly what we want to see, of course, with the breakout retest. Okay, so first of all, for the brand new people who are here for the very first time, or you're watching the recording for the very first time, what are we doing? Well, it's pretty simple. We want to focus on structure. We want to focus on highs and lows and wait till the market gives us a direction to react on. All right. So what do I mean with that? For example, let me go over pretty quick. If we have an uptrending market, you know that the market is making higher highs and higher lows. If you don't know these things, this is really basic in the markets. Please make sure to find the right information, the basics, so you really have this knowledge before you really dive into the price trap world. But of course, if you don't know where to go, let me know. I will help you out. I know a lot of places where you can go when it comes down to the basics of technical analysis, forex, and so on and so forth, and so much more, of course. Okay. Good morning, Christoph. All right. So we have this structure, a trending structure, higher highs, higher lows. What we basically just want to do is we want to find that high and low and wait for the market to break out of it and retest it. All right, so follow the breakout. That's basically what we're doing. Same thing for a downtrending move, of course. If we're going down, we want to find the high and the low and then wait for the market to break out of it, retest it, and then follow that breakout. That's exactly what we are doing day in, day out. I'm doing this for over 6 years already. I'm so grateful for this strategy because when I was starting with this, when I was starting trading, the only things I saw around me were these difficult technical analysis where you have to drop down from weekly to daily to 4 hour to 1 hour, all these type of stuff, Fibonacci levels and fair value gaps and liquidity sweeps and all that type of stuff. And I was like, okay, that's interesting, it's nice, it's working. But I'm a person who loves to keep things simple, all right? So I got to know my educator in the past, like 6 years ago, 7 years ago. And I saw this strategy and I was like, okay, this is exactly what I need. This is just the basic market structure, the basic of the basics, such a simple thing to follow, such a simple thing to analyze. So that's exactly what I want to go for. All right. So I started backtesting it. Believe me, I've spent hours and hours and hours behind the charts, basically training my eyes to spot these highs and lows, to see when we can react on these highs and lows, and how you can find that structure, how you can find these breakouts and these retests. All right. So that's a little bit of background story when we come down to price trap here. But let's go now and see what we had last week. That's what I do, by the way. The structure of my sessions are always the same. What I'm basically doing is pretty simple. I'm gonna review all the price traps from last week so you can see what these price traps did. And of course, I'm gonna make some new price traps for the upcoming week. All right, that's basically always the same thing. I will go over the news, just give you a quick view, like where do we need to pay attention and so on. And then I do my the last part of my session goes over the cryptos, Bitcoin, Ethereum, just a long-term view, what I'm looking for the upcoming days slash weeks. Okay, so good. Let's start. We have AD Canadian, the very first one. So I just explained you. What are we going to do? We're going to find a high and low in the market, and we'll wait for the market to break out of that high and that low. For the breakout, we want to get a 1 hour candle close above the high. All right, so this is the high. The market broke above it, came back for the retest, and boom, we just took off. We never came back. We just took off. So you have different ways of reacting on the price traps. I'm not going to go too much in detail on these sessions. For that, you will have to send me a private message, and I can teach you everything. But I don't have enough time on these morning sessions to really dive deep in those type of things. All right. So we saw the breakout, we saw the retest. You had a lot of opportunity to be reacting on this. It was around a 10 to 15 pip stop that you can use for this one. If you went for 10 pips, yeah, you had an insane risk to reward here. But you had already a potential of more than 200 pips. So if you went for 10 pips, it was a 1 on 20 potential here for AUD Canadian. 1 on 20 risk to reward, guys. I'm gonna be honest, I'm personally not really running these type of trades anymore. In the past, I was really like a twin trader and run this whole thing. I would run that. Now I'm more of a guy who is just targeting a take profit 1 and take profit 2, and that's basically the maximum. All right. So for me, it was a 1 on 3 that I took out of this, and then just before the weekend, I closed everything. All right. So very clean price trap here on AD Canadian. Let's move on because the next one was also very interesting, and that was AD JPY. Look at that. This is Wednesday, by the way. You don't need to look at all the things that happened afterwards. That's all this new week and last week, Friday, Thursday. But what we see here, of course, it was Wednesday at 8 a.m. like always, 9 a.m. We got the breakout here. Market came back for the retest. It was a very close one, but we wicked this resistance zone, so that's more than enough. If we can get our price action on point, you can definitely find yourself an entry in here. I know this price action was pretty strong on point here. So you had so much opportunity to be reacting here for the buy on AUD JPY. So let's just say you went for a 15 pip stop around that. Again, a beautiful potential of more than 200 pips, guys. This is insane. All right. This is the second one where we could go above 200 pips. So another one. Beautiful. Let's move on. Next, AUD/USD. Look at that. This one moved fast, all right? Market broke out, came back for the retest. We got our price action, the engulfing on the 1 hour. The 30-minute time frame was showing us that rejection with a morning star, and we have the 50-minute time frame also showing us that beautiful morning star. So there was some good opportunity here on AUD/USD, excuse me, for a buy. And look at that, like, come on, man. 8 pip stop, something like that. Look at that potential. This is with a weekend in between, of course. Almost 275 pips. This is insane. This is 1 on 15, 1 on 20 risk to reward almost. All right. So it's more, it's even more. Another one. That's the third one. All right. So beautiful, beautiful idea once again. Of course, here is the weekend. So I don't like to hold over the weekends anymore. Especially if you're still around entry, especially if you're not risk-free yet and all this type of stuff. I personally don't like to hold over the weekends because of the things that are going on. I don't need to explain, right? Um, excuse me, I got confused. Really, like the zoom of that cam is just funny. All right, where was I? Pom, 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 pom. Yeah, the weekend. That was that was what I was saying. I got really distracted here. Um, so, so if you have, for example, a trade running like this, like for example, you have AD/USD that is running like crazy, and you're just before the weekend 150 pips in profit, then okay. There has to be a lot going wrong to still go back to your entry, your stop loss, or that kind of stuff. So these are okay to hold on, but if you're still around entry, you just took the trade, you're in for only a few pips, then I would rather just leave it alone, to be honest. Okay. All right, so that's AD/USD. I see a question in the chat box. Don't bother asking questions, guys. I'm always here to help you as good as possible. How do you get this fast entries? Because when I enter a fast entry, the market just shoots in a different direction. Yeah, it's the thing is, if we're looking at price traps, this was a fast entry. For the people who do not know, so this was a price trap here, right? We have two type of retests. We have like a very fast one, and mostly of the time you will see the big one also. Like here we got the fast one, and then we got the big one, but the big one didn't come back all the way back to the zone, so I personally didn't react on this. This would be the perfect reaction with this fast retest. Okay, how do you react on it? Exactly the same thing. Okay, you wait till your resistance is hit. So here the market broke resistance, of course, with support is vice versa. But you wait till your resistance is retested, so turns into a support, and there you look for candlestick patterns. That's it. All right. What I personally do is I personally react 2 times, sometimes 3, but most of the times 2 times on one pair. If it doesn't do its thing after that, I just leave it alone. All right. So, for example, if you have this price trap here, and you see the market breaking, retesting, giving you that fast entry, but it just didn't respect and drop further, yeah, of course we can get another entry if price action is on point, of course. Okay, so that's a bit how you can react on these type of things. Alrighty, then we have AUD/CHF. For me personally, was sadly another break-even one. I can remember this one. Someone sent it me also through Instagram. He was lucky because I was just entering. I personally went with a 5 pip stop. The market went for 10 pips in profit, and then yeah, just turned around. All right, like you can see, it was a very close one, but for me it was just a break-even idea for AUD/CHF. If you were a little late in your reaction, so if you reacted on this trees top on the 1 hour time frame, or maybe you reacted here on this engulfing candle, it could be that your stop loss was a bit bigger, so like 6, 7, 8 pips. Then of course the market did not hit a 1 on 2 risk to reward, so a break even was a bit harder. Okay, so that's for AUD/CHF. So let's just say this was stop loss. Doesn't matter, right? If you have AD Canadian running a 1 on 10, AD JPY, AD USD running like crazy, AD JPY also, right? Yeah, AD JPY, we got this fast retest here. So 3 take profits, crazy. To then have like 1 stop loss, doesn't matter, right? But wait, we are not done yet because Canadian CHF did exactly the same thing, all right? Canadian CHF broke out, gave us a fast retest, 30-minute time frame, 50-minute time frame. If you just watch these time frames, you will see the price action perfectly playing out. And then you were able to react on this with around 8 pip stop, 36 pip run. If you missed the first one, you had the big one here. And here you got like a run of 26 pips, around 26 pips. Same 8 pip stop, so 1 on 3 was still possible here. So you had two opportunities for a 1-on-3 risk to reward on Canadian CHF. Okay. So another one, another take profit. Let's go. Euro AD didn't respect, just dropped. It did give some good price action. I can remember. I'm not sure if it was you here on the session that said it, but you were like, I'm not fully convinced about Euro AD. You're right. We were downtrending, right? Like if you just zoom out, you see exactly what's going on here. And we weren't really breaking this. We were rejecting from that high here. So we were basically creating lower highs. So the reaction right over here was a little bit higher risk. Okay. So if you reacted and you took a stop loss, doesn't really matter if you had these beautiful take profits up front. Okay. Euro JBY, this was a very small one and a very yeah, it was you. I knew it. I knew it. It was you. I can remember that you said it like, and you were right. We were downtrending. Market didn't really break structure. It broke our high, but it didn't really break the long-term structure. So I knew the risk was higher. Yeah, that's what we have seen. All right. Euro JPY gave the breakout and the retest here. This is for the downside. We go against the trend, so this is always a higher risk to go against the trend. But that doesn't matter that doesn't mean that we are not reacting on it. All right. Right over here, you had a beautiful evening star with around a 15 pip stop. The market dropped for 52 pips. So you only need 45 pips for a 1-on-3 risk to reward. A 1-on-3 risk to reward was, again, hit. What I personally prefer, and this is a little tip that I'm going to give you, if I'm going against the trend, I don't want to go below the breakout low or high, of course. If my take profit is above that, I'm happy because I know there is a high risk that the market will keep on rising from that point. Okay, because we go against the direction of the market. Okay, Euro NZD may be an entry. Yeah, this could be a reaction. Let me check because I think I had this one yesterday. I need to double check here. If you have any questions, don't hesitate. Euro and ZD? No, I didn't. Oh yeah, I did. I did have this one. Yeah, exactly. So looking for the retest here in this lower zone, to be honest. We already had a small run here, but for a retest in this zone could be interesting. But I will come back on that later on this session. Good, let me move on. So what did we have left? GA, pretty simple. We broke out. We didn't come back for the retest. If we don't come back for the retest, we cannot react. Simple as that. Your GN, exactly the same thing. Market broke out, didn't come back for the retest. So if we don't have a retest, we cannot react. NZD Canadian, breakout, retest, price action was on point. So much time, so much opportunity to react on this with a 10 pip stop, around the 10 pip stop. Depends a little bit where your entry was. We had a 145 run, which is almost a 114 risk to reward once again. Like, guys, what a week. For me personally, it was already a pretty strong week. I started pretty strong. But if you see like all these opportunities, and again, I can keep showing you that. Another one, boom, NZD JPY. Price action was beautifully on point. 15 pip stop. Market run for a potential of 155 pips. That's again a 1-on-10 risk to reward. Another one, crazy, crazy. Let's move on. NZD USD. Another one. I'm starting to sound like DJ Khaled again. Maybe I will make a sound for that one. Like, Mr.Pricetrap. We the best traders, no? Just kidding. Just kidding. All right. So NZD USD, another one. Market broke out, came back for the retest, engulfing candle, everything in place. You could go for a 10 to 15 pip stop. Market went for 206 pips in profit. So once again, 1-on-20 risk to reward, guys. Brrr. Insane, insane. What a week! What a week. I didn't react on all of them, of course. I'm not that magical. I'm not that crazy. But if you see that, I'm like, my profits from last week could be a little bit bigger. I know some producers. Calm down, bro. I'm not gonna start singing or something. All right. Then we had USD market broke out, came back for the retest. Look at that, engulfing candle on the 30, 50-minute time frame. Look at that. Also, this morning star combine the 30 with the 15. You have a beautiful entry with a 10 pip stop, and the market went for almost 70 pips in profit. This is again almost a 1 on 7 risk to reward, fam. Insane. Church. If you're still thinking that trading doesn't work, it does. It does. Look at that. CHF Next one. Another one. Breakout. Retest. Let me check the different time frames. Okay, 30 looking good. 50-minute time frame. Look at that. Massive rejection. On this retest, you could definitely have your entry here. Stop loss. Oof, a little bit bigger. 20 pips, maybe 25. Markets went for more than 100 pips to the downside. You needed 75 pips for 1 on 3 risk to reward if you had a 25 pip stop. Another one. 1 on 3. Boom. Like, yeah, but if trading works, why isn't everyone doing it? Eating clean and working out also works, but look around you, right? Why isn't everyone fit? Eating clean and working out works. Everyone knows that, but still, look around you. So there's your answer. Why isn't everyone trading? Let's see what we can do with ADJPY. This is the first price trap for next week. We have a high, we have a low. It's a pretty big price trap, but let's see. Can be interesting. ADNZD is playing with me for a couple of days already, so or weeks. I did have this beautiful breakout retest here, but then the market starts being choppy. I'm doubting a bit about this breakout now. Let's see. Let's put it on there. Let's see if we can get some good price action. We always want to get good price action, fam. Always. We don't want to just jump in because the market breaks out and retest. We want to get our candlesticks. We want to get our rejections, engulfings, all this type of stuff. You know the drill. If you don't know the drill, that means you're pretty new here, and that's no problem. Everyone needs to start somewhere. But let me say you something. Make sure you find a place where you get the right information. You find a place with people around you who are going in a direction you also going. There's nothing better than a big community, surrounded by a big community. We all have the same vision, same mindset. Doubting a bit about Canadian JPY. I'm gonna come back on that one. We don't have the cleanest charts today because of the different news events that happened and so on. Here we have Euro NZD. I already trapped this one yesterday also. Did we take out the low? Yeah, we did take out the low. We just take out the low. So we want to get some good price action now. So the 1 hour is rejecting. That's a good sign. The 30-minute is also rejecting. And the 50-minute time frame is also showing something. So it's too early to say, but keep an eye up. Keep an eye out. You took the resistance of the last high, this one here, or this one? Because it doesn't really matter which resistance you're using right now if you're looking for a retest. This one. The one before. Yeah, this one. All right. Yeah, it doesn't really matter, to be honest. Where your resistance is right now, because the breakout is the same, right? Let's see how that retest will develop, how that retest will look. It cannot be every single week that we have such a party like I just showed you, like all these take profits, all these beautiful price traps. It was a very good week, but you will see that not every single week will look like that. Not every single week will have these beautiful price traps Like right now, you're already seeing it. The markets are a little choppy. We don't have the most beautiful price action here. So yeah, yeah, we could trap GJ also. Let me move on first. This is very obvious how the market is stuck in between that zone here. If you're looking at a pair that I just skipped or I just went over and I didn't trap, let me know. I want to know what you guys are trapping. Hmm. Let me move on here. Those CHF pairs, I'm really doubting about them. We do have some obvious breakouts and retests. There we go. USD, JPY, USD CHF, nope, nope, nope. CHF, JPY, don't like it. Yeah, you could trap silver. Maybe we can look for something like that. It's a risky one. So I'm warning you up front. Let me ask you a question. Why is this risky? What I'm doing now. Why is this risky? Let me know. I want to know if you guys know or see why I say that this one is a risky one. There we go. Gold, just running. I was looking for buys here yesterday. I didn't do it. Yeah, we cannot do anything with that. Why is silver a risky one? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat. 50 seconds left. Trump vs China. That's always a good answer. Trump is always a good answer. Doesn't matter what's happening. Just like there's a problem with this chart. What's the answer? Trump. Definitely. Always good. Always good. Love it. Love it. No, no, for real, for real. It's technical. It's technical. Let me give you that as an extra. It's a technical thing that I think this is risky. I'm gonna show you the chart one more time. Let me know. Let me know. It's something simple. Don't search it too far. ADCHF could be ready. All right, we're ready. ADCHF. First reaction. Closest fit. Stop loss above. 8 pips. 24 pip take profit. Maybe we are too late. Possible. We don't need to be below the low for our take profit. I love that. I really love that. So this could be a potential entry. This is a beautiful live example. Let me say it like that. Like you guys know, I'm never here to give you any financial advice. I'm never here to say you guys what you need to buy or sell. I'm just here to give you my education so you can use that education for yourself in the charts. Okay? But here, ADCHF, this could be a beautiful live example. We retested the low. We have on the 1 hour time frame a beautiful rejection. The 30-minute time frame is engulfing. And the 50-minute time frame is also showing these evening stars and these engulfing candles. So I'm not bothered if the market hits my stop loss. If you're bothered that the market hits your stop loss, you have to ask yourself 2 questions. Do you expect the market to give you money? That's the first question. The second question is, are you holding on to your risk plan? What do I mean with that is, if you're not holding on to your risk plan, that's why you're bothered that you lost, because you're losing more than you're intended. That's the first thing. Second thing is, you expect the market to give you to give you money. Never expect anything from the market. The market can do everything. Whatever the market wants to do, the market will do. All right? It's not gonna care about your feelings, it doesn't give a fuck about you. Oof, excuse my language. That was way before I knew it. It just doesn't care about you. Simple. And with knowing that mindset, you should never over risk. You should never take more risk than you can or than your plan is saying. Because you know the market can turn against you. Because you know the market will do the unexpected or can do the unexpected, right? Your D, what are we doing? Not ready yet. We need to wait. We don't have information enough. ADCHF is good. We are almost there. Let me first fix something. Not gonna miss out on my own trade. There we go. Let's see where we can get with this one. Remember what I said in the beginning. I'm not. Do you hold through FOMC today? No, 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 no. Stay away from FOMC. I'm gonna cover the news in a moment. Know that this can hit stop loss. This is just the first reaction. We can still react higher in price. All right. Remember what I said in the beginning of the session. I always react around 2 times on a trade. Sometimes 3, but this happens not a lot of times. All right. Let's move on. Let's see what we have more. Whew. Are you guys looking at a pair that I didn't trap yet? I don't see any traps or more traps than we already have here. So I'm gonna just leave it like it is. I think we have enough price traps also to look at. We have 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 price traps. That's more than enough. All right. Now, yeah, I know it's pretty choppy. The price action isn't that clear. Yesterday we did have some good price traps, but it's choppy. You're right. You're right. Let me give this a green flag. So let me show you one more time. So you're really in here, or you're not. You don't have to, but that you see what levels I'm looking at, what levels I'm reacting, what levels stop loss, and so on and so forth. Well, I take a sip of my water. Yeah, getting filled is a big word. I went with an execution. The moment I was like on my phone for a minute, I triggered it. Even a better entry. Normally 57. 1 pip better. 58.1 or 58. That's my personal reaction now. Oof. Like just on the wick. Like right over here I took my execution. Let's see. Let's see where we can get with this one. All right. Good. So that's it for today when it comes down to the price traps. Let me check the indices pretty quick. Oof, I made some price traps. I am using I'm not sure if I'm able to say this on the sessions, but yes, I am using it. Breakout retest to the upside. The indices I'm gonna go a little quicker because I don't have a lot of time. Same thing here. We had the breakout retest to the upside. This breakout to the downside never created price action to go down. Just so you know. Gonna go over pretty quick here. We have the SPX. We first had to sell here, then the market. No, it didn't. No, that was the one that didn't break out. So we had to sell here, then the market didn't break out here. So I didn't react on that retest. I do like the indices like crazy. UK 100 gave me a small take profit here on this push to the downside. See you next week. Have a good week. Same thing for D40. I beautifully take profit here, but then the market turned around. And the Japanese, did we have anything here? No, we didn't. We can look for breakout retests to the upside on the Japanese, but I'm not going to give the indices this week. Let me first go over the news because we do have the Bank of Canada that will have some good news there because we have the press conference overnight rate. So the Canadian and the USD can react pretty strong on this. And same thing for FOMC, fam. So please, this night, be careful. The market will be choppy. If you have trades running and you don't feel comfortable, just close out. Unemployment claims tomorrow midday. For the rest, it's looking pretty calm. We do have the GDP and the PPI this Friday. But like the big news events where we are really like paying attention, basically the ADP is also one where we wanna look at because it's the first week of the month, so NFP is also following there. But for the rest, it's looking pretty calm. Just watch out for here the PPI, unemployment claims, and then tonight FOMC. Of course, Bank of Canada, the Canadian bank is also one to look at. All right, good. Let me check crypto very quick. 3 minutes left, 4 minutes left. Good. So we closed out pretty bearish last week, which is not too good. All right. This for me personally is giving me a sign that the market is about to drop further. So the possibility of this low here, this wick getting taken out is bigger now because of that bearish signal, in my opinion. We broke structure, market is back or is coming back for that retest in that supply zone to go even lower. We shall see where we will get with Bitcoin. All right. Same thing for Ethereum, by the way. We want to see these retests happening higher in price. And then we will have to look at the charts, how the market will react. If we break through that, that will be very good news. But I don't think it will hold for a long time because we still have this supply zone here that is pretty strong. Same thing for Ethereum, by the way. This sell zone is too strong. So if we first go higher and we do not respect supply, I think we will be reacting on the supply zone to go lower. All right. That's a little bit the vision I have for the cryptos. If you're taking a look at our Ethereum Bitcoin chart, we are still at that weekly zone, which is positive, which is showing strength. But the longer we stay here, the more I am convinced we can go even lower. All right. We can maybe take out this little black candle before we start climbing further up. Okay. That will be it. I'm ready. Any questions? Anything to add? Doesn't matter what? Anything? Nope. All right. Then we are ready. We have a live reaction. Long time ago, we had this on the public session. Let's see where we will get with this one. Once we have a 1-on-2, please manage the idea. I personally always manage the idea the moment I go 1-on-2 risk to reward. Okay. Yes, tonight I will be in Trade Cafe in Lokeren. So for the people who are here in Belgium in our community, we have a very interesting Trade Cafe this evening. We will go over asset classes and so on and so forth. It will be a very interesting session. So if you're in Belgium and you are able to come, please, you are welcome. If you don't know where it is, just send me a message and I will help you out with that information. All right. So thank you all for being here. I wish you all a beautiful, beautiful day, and we see each other back tomorrow morning for the people in the Discord and for the people here in the public. We see each other next week. All right. Thank you all and see you very soon again. Ciao, ciao.